This is the GLC 300e, which is going to set you back around 58,000 euros in its basic configuration. We have already reviewed this car previously, but due to the fact that I did not personally like the quality of that video, we're going to do that again and do it to our standards. So let's review this car and check everything that it has to offer. Let's take a look at the front of the car. So the first thing you'll notice is that this has the off-road package. You notice that with the front bumper in here, which looks a little bit different, and also with the chrome tip down there. And it's also elevated by around 12 millimeters. So this, if you get the AMG package, for instance, is just going to have small dots on here, like small diamonds. But this is the off-road package, and you also have your AMG logo, your Mercedes logo in there, and also up here, which is pretty nice. And you don't have the one that you can physically touch up there. Up on the left side, you have your LED high performance lights. That is also an option that you can get. But you can also get the augmented one, which is just amazing because they portray stuff in the front, which is pretty nice. I like that. And on the front here we have some intakes, which are not intakes because they don't do anything, because they're actually covered up. Unlike, for instance, the Smart we reviewed, or the Mini we reviewed actually, it had an intake that goes towards the side wheels and lowers the EV value, which I don't know why they don't have this, because it's also in a plug-in hybrid car. That is basically the front. I think what we're going to do is just quickly take a look under the hood, and then we'll move over onto the side. Let's take a look under the hood. So what we have in here is a very well manufactured Mercedes motor, which is the hybrid version. Obviously it's a plug-in hybrid, like I said. It has a total of 320 horsepower. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, producing obviously the 320 horsepower combined. So the electric motor has around 120 horsepower, and then the normal motor has around 210 actually, or 211 to be precise. It just looks very nice, and it's well manufactured. You have some big intakes on the sides, obviously the very big intake right there, and it's also turbocharged. So let's take a look at the inside, the exterior. Let's take a look at the side. This is actually the first car that has summer tires that we're going to review, which is beautiful. So we have Scorpion Verge Pirelli tires on here, which are 18 inches. You can get up to 20, if I'm not mistaken, 21 inches as well, with the AMG Plus package, where you can get those beautiful full-on black wheels, which look very nice. This one's 18 inches. You can also get the 19 inches as well. We have some normal brake calipers, which are actually pretty nice. They do work pretty nicely with holes in the brake calipers, or brake discs, so it gets a little bit more cooling in there. That is the wheels, and if we move over onto the side, we can see that we have the chrome exterior as well. You can get everything that is chrome on here. You can get that black if you get the night package, which makes everything basically black, which is nice. And we have the indicators integrated into the lights as well, which look pretty nice, and they blink pretty nice as well. The car also has keyless go if that's the thing you're interested in. And up here we have a roof capacity of around 75 kilograms that we can carry. And one thing I should mention is that we also have 700 Newton meters of torque, which is a lot, obviously, because of the electric motor in there as well. And that is basically the side, so let's go into the back and check out the trunk in a second. Let's take a look at the back. So first thing you'll notice is the GLC 300e, E obviously standing for the hybrid version or the electric version. The 4MATIC stands for all-wheel drive, so only if you're four-wheel drive you have this option, but this car is only in four-wheel drive. And then down here actually we have some beautiful lights. The design in this is actually spectacular. You see the close-up right now, and they also have a nice little Mercedes logo in the top left, as well as on the back wiper there's a Mercedes logo on there as well, which is some nice little features. And again, you can see that we have the chrome package because we have all of the back bumper in chrome, as well as the intakes being completely fake. We don't have those actually being real. I think those are only for the GLC AMG package, AMG version, so the 63 and the 43. And down here we also have our parking sensors as well. On the left side down here, this is where you charge your battery, and it actually takes a long time to charge. But you can just open it by flicking it up, and then you have your standard charger in there. And it's kind of an inconvenient place to charge. I'd rather have it on the side instead of it being in the back, because some of the chargers are actually very far on the side, so you have to wrap it around and then plug it in the back. It's not the most convenient placement. Let's take a look at the trunk real quick. I'll open that up. It opens automatically once you flip it over. Obviously that's what it does. If you do have the extension for your towing, whatever it's called, your towing stuff. You can just flip the lever up there and it's going to extend on the bottom, and you can tow quite a fair amount of weight with it, and then you just flip it over again, or you flip it in there and then it flips automatically in again. In the trunk, we do have a lot of space, around 395 liters. If you flip it over, you have around 1,145, I think, if I'm not totally mistaken. But we do have a little bump in here, which is not the greatest, but that is because of the electric motor being in the back. So the batteries are in there as well, and your chargers are down here as well. One thing is nice, you get a standard Mercedes umbrella in there, which is actually pretty nice. And that is basically the trunk. There's nothing much to it, but you can flip them over just by flicking the lever, and then it flips over, which is nice. There's stuff on the right, that's why we can't see it. Let's go into the interior. Taking a look at the back seat, the first thing you notice is that it is actually pretty spacious and well manufactured. The seat is adjusted to my likings, and I have around, what's that, like 10 centimeters of space right in there. And down here you have a nice little storage system in there as well, where you can store some maps, or if anybody still uses that, or your tablet. Seating position is also very nice. It's actually very comfortable, and the seats are also very comfortable with that. Don't actually know if that's Alcantara or not, but it's very comfortable. And then with your leather in there as well. We obviously do still have the ledge in here, because it's obviously still a petrol engine in there, so it does need that. But if you flip it over, the little pocket in there, you do have two USB Type-Cs in there, or Type-C plugins, and also one for your, whatever, your smoking. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that thing in there. And you do have some climate control in the back. You can upgrade that to have 2 zones and also heated seats in the back as well, if you really wanted to do that. But what we have in here is the advanced sound system. There's the normal one, there's the advanced, and also the Burmeister, but the Burmeister is usually sold out due to the chip problem. And we do have the nice little trim of our wood in there with LED below it, so everything in here actually has an ambient lighting, which is very nice. But you can change this into, for instance, if you have an AMG, you could put it into kind of a carbon fiber look-alike, and also some different types of woods, and just black, in general, piano matte black, which I would not recommend because I hate that. We have automatic windows and also the tinted windows in here, and we do have the black roof. You could change that for just a normal white one, but I think the black and black mix pretty well, but it does get pretty hot in here. We do also have the AMG package when it comes to the interior, as you can notice by the door mats. Or the floor mats, as well as some stuff on the front. Down here we do have our, you can flip it over and put some storage in there, and also you have 2 cup holders in the back, which are nicely extended, and you can adjust it in there. And also a reading light right up here, and a coat hanger if you really want it. So let's go into the front. We're on there. Taking a look at the interior, obviously because it's a GLC and a Mercedes, it's gonna look pretty nice. This is the business package in here, and also the AMG package, which is going to set you back around $4,000 extra. It does have the beautiful bigger display with the MBUX system in there, which is absolutely stunning, because that is actually very, very well made. I think one of the best systems you can actually get when it comes to anything that you want for, or navigation system. You have all your electric stuff, you have your comfort for your ambient lighting, you have your navigation in there, which is beautiful, absolutely stunning when it comes to that. Just a great system which works fluently. Down here we have our touchpad and our touch screen. That's also very nice compared to the older version, where you would have the dial in there, and you have your dynamic controls, you have your parking sensors, you have your you can combine that one whatever you want. You have your volume, you have your on button, so the infotainment system turns on and off when you want that. You can also turn the display off. And then here you have your traction control, which you can turn off. And then this thing works beautifully as well, so you can see I can just adjust it like that, and it moves everything. Down here we have our 3-zone climate, or a 2-zone actually, because there is 2 right there, and this one's for the middle, and then there's another 2 right here. And you can change that independently, so you can change your temperature right there and also right there. You have heated seatings as well as just your normal stuff in here for your air conditioning. And down here you have some couple of different stuff. This thing also does have CarPlay if you wanted to combine that. And one thing that is great about this is that the voice system actually works fantastic. There is no problem with that. Down here we have a little bit of space where you put your key and some cup holders. You can also take these out if you press this button inwards, and then you can just take that thing out. You could also have the wireless charging in there if you put your phone in there, which is one thing that it's not a great thing, because if you have a bigger phone, this is going to get in the way, so you are going to have to take these out. And further on, material very great, just like always. I mean, what do you expect from Mercedes? And then here we have a little bit of sound system as well. Up here we have a little bit of storage where your Mercedes books are in, and if you have a some small package like that, the Mercedes group, you can flip that up as well. And on the side you obviously have heated seatings. One thing you can notice, that right there, if you don't have the highest package, you're always going to have an empty spot right there, because you could get the advanced comfort system, which is going to get you memory function, stuff like that, which is great. And again, up here we have the black and well, the whole black system, black fabric on the top. Then we have our steering wheel, which is cut off at the bottom, so it's straight at the bottom for a more AMG feeling. Obviously, because it's the AMG package, you're going to have that. And it has a very nice chrome touch control and button mix, which is great, because I hate touch control. And these are small touch control, which are, you can change those into every side. So if you turn the engine on with the button right there, you also have beautiful pedals right there, which are nice, also very nice fabric. You could get this in whole or full digital cockpit, but this one does not have that. So with the buttons you can adjust, for instance, how many kilometers you have. You can change through there. You can go into your assistance, navigation, so you can see where you're going, radio and media, so you can change everything in there. And up there you can also see the battery charge and the battery, how much battery you have left, so around 8 kilometers right now. On the side you have your normal lights, and then you can see a little bit of ambient lighting right there if you go like that. Ambient lighting goes through here, it goes up there, then comes down to the side, goes down here, and then goes back all the way there and to the back as well. That is basically the front. The steering wheel, absolutely great. I love the feeling of it. And that is basically the front. So let's take it for a quick spin. And that's a big fly right there. So obviously we switch it over into drive, and then we're just going to take off basically. Because you do have that electric motor, it's going to start off very nicely with the speed kicking in. You can see we're still doing 0 RPMs, because obviously we're using the electric motor. So it's actually not starting off with any sort of power from the diesel motor or the petrol motor. So it's just going on full electric right now. That's what you have in comfort. When you change it into individual though, you can see it goes straight up to the 2000. Usually it's where it idles at. Let's take it for a quicker spin here. So the feeling of the car is actually very nice, very comfortable when it comes to that. So let's see how fast it is. Obviously it's uphill, but you can see that uphill, and it still powers through very nicely. So 5.7 seconds from 0 to 100. You can actually, I measured it, it goes down to around 5.5. It's actually very quick. For a 2-ton vehicle, this thing is quick. And that's for sure. Ooh, nice Maserati right there, look at that thing. But it does work very nicely. The sport mode obviously makes the steering a little bit more direct, and it feels very nice. Top speed of this is around 256. There's an Autobahn video if you want to check that out. It was the first video we made. You can check that out on top right there. But it feels very nice when you drive. It's comfortable. The suspension is very great. If you put it in comfort, it obviously feels a little bit nicer. You can also get the air body control in there, which makes the steering, the suspension even nicer. But with this, you can cruise along. When you're going at high speeds, you can obviously feel the wind coming in because of the off-road package, because it's elevated a little bit more. But when you get just the AMG package, the aerodynamic is way better, and you can drive nicer. The MBUX system is amazing, and the visual surroundings of this car is actually very great as well. You can see everything. The rear window is great. It's very big, so you can see lots of things out the back. The parking sensors, obviously you have a lot of assistance in here as well. It's great when it comes to that. But the power of this car is actually great. I'm very surprised that a 2-ton vehicle can perform this well with 600 Newton meters of torque. I mean, that's one thing you would expect, is just with that much torque, you just have control of the car. It's very nice. You can go around corners very quickly, everything like that. If you go into comfort mode, like I said, there's a couple of things you can do. You can go sport, individual comfort, and electric mode. And then there's also the battery level, which makes it or tries to make the battery stay as equal to what you have it selected at. And then electric is just full on electric. And then there's also the comfort mode, which is if you just want to cruise around. Let's go back into the individual mode here, and then you can see it just kicks straight up, and you can feel it shifts way later. You can also do the manual shifting. So if I, for instance, go down, you can see it goes into manual, and the RPM just went way up high. There you go. So let's test the steering of it when we're going at a little bit higher speed. So let's just full pedal to the metal right there, and just look at that. Look at how quickly it went up to 120 from around 50 right there. That's beautiful. And it sticks to the corners amazingly. You can just feel like you have full control of the car, and I think it just great steering when it comes to the car right there. And it's absolutely great with the handling. The handling is great. And for being such a big car, like I said, it feels pretty great. So if you did enjoy this, make sure to like and subscribe, and see you for the next video, which we're gonna try to actually make 2 videos, one being German and one being English. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.